Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome back to Top Tier Talk. This is a little different from our normal scheme, but what we're going to be discussing is the team of the year for the Premier League. And in each position, we're going to do a 4-3-3 formation. And what we're going to discuss is a player from each different team. So you can't have two players from the same team in this team of the year. So it has to be a different player from each team. So I'll start off for the goalkeeper. Okay, so in goal for me, I've got the Argentine himself, Emi Martinez. Because for me, at the end of the day, look, there could be a few keepers out there that you could think, yeah, he's a little bit better than him, but he has been quality for both Arsenal and Aston Villa. Quality, you know, when you put him in a position like, for example, when we were playing him in the FA Cup when Leno was injured, quality for us. And then when you, for example, you put him against other teams when he's playing for Aston Villa, again, there's no real mistakes that he goes out. For example, quality for me. Emi Martinez, team of the year, Premier League player for me. Shavez?
Yeah, I went Dubravka. It's kind of one of those where it's like, well, no, he's a good goalkeeper. Out of the keepers that I could pick, he's the one I don't remember actually making that many mistakes. You'll see why I haven't picked Emi Martinez. He was the next option, but because of the way we're doing this, I went Dubravka.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Nick, what do you think?
Yeah, I had Dubravka as well. Because actually, look, he had
there you go,
top five save percentages in the league last year. So he didn't really make any mistakes. But yeah, there was obviously other keepers I could have chosen, but for reasons that will obviously be explained later, I went with Dubravka.
Fair enough. The only thing I'll pick Dubravka for is for an SBC because he's 83 rated. Amir, what do you think?
Oh, the hate
I went for Emi Martinez as well. I think he's been absolutely amazing since he's come in out of nowhere. Like, just it's crazy how good he actually is, and Arsenal haven't seen his actual full potential. And for Aston Villa as well, they're doing so well, and he's kept 4 clean sheets in the last 4 appearances.
Yeah,
just came up, so ridiculous.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Well, so we've got 2 votes for Emi Martinez and 2 votes for Dubravka. I think that's his name. I don't know how to pronounce it. I do apologise, Newcastle fans. But Daniel Brands, to seal the deal, who have you put in goalkeeper?
I'm not sealing the deal because I've gone with Nick Pope.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, fair enough.
I've got a bit left field, and I've got Nick Pope. Obviously, the obvious choices were Dubravka and Martinez. But I think consistently, I know it's as a whole, but Burnley don't concede too many goals. I know this season they haven't been that great, but he's still up there as a top keeper. But Burnley are built on defensive ability, and obviously he's the back.
You can't remember him making a mistake either. It's one of those. I can't remember him making a mistake this year.
Or every time he does make a mistake, he backs himself and wins them that game, or wins them another couple of points down the line.
Yeah, 100%. Okay, well, we have to sit on one goalkeeper, I'm afraid. So, Daniel, you have to choose between Emi Martinez and Dubravka.
I'll go for Martinez. Obviously, Arsenal winning the cup.
Yeah,
it has to be him. Arsenal winning the cup. Obviously, he come up with a trophy, and he's done bits for Villa this season. He's near the top of the league. So
that's exactly it. Okay, yeah. Well, team of the year, Premier League goalkeeper from number 1 position, Emi Martinez in goal. All right, moving on to right back. I've put, because there's no really anyone else that you can kind of put in there, because there's other places in the team that you could fill with the team that in question. I've put Lamptey there. Lamptey's been my right back purely because like the impact he puts into that Brighton team. It's a shame Chelsea got rid of him, but I guess you could never really. Chelsea are the one team that ruin players, I guess. But now Lamptey for me at Brighton at the moment, you know, quality. He has that attacking force. He has that defending force. There's no like attacking and defending. There's no like one attribute that is just like better. Like Trent, for example, his attacking force is quality, but his defending it's a bit iffy. Whereas Lamptey's got the best of both worlds. So for me, right back, team of the year, Lamptey. Shavez?
Yeah. So by the way, we haven't talked about this beforehand. You're just gonna have to believe us, but I went Lamptey as well. Because of this season, he's I don't know where he was last season, but I've only heard about him this year, and he's done really well. He's a good all-round player, like you said. There's not one thing where it's like he's not as good at that. He does everything well. With Lamptey as well, he plays for Brighton, so you have to take that into account. He's not playing for like a Liverpool or something. He's not going to get as much opportunity. He shouldn't be attacking as much as he does, but he still does it for Brighton. So yeah, fair play to him. He deserves to be in it.
Yeah, no, yeah, 2 votes for Lamptey at the moment. Nick, what do you think? Who's your right back?
I went with Bruce James, obviously,
James.
because coming to Chelsea squad, and he's got a good outlet going forward. Maybe he could slightly improve on the defensive side of his game, but he's quite strong. He's a big, powerful lad. He's obviously got potential to be a really good right back. But I've gone Bruce James.
Reece James, good option. Amir, who do you think, mate?
I put Reece James as well. I think he's kept out Azpilicueta this season, and he coming on the rise last season. I think he's been absolutely amazing for us.
Yeah.
Key player, strong as Nick said, good attacking, gets assists, good crosses. Got an England cap. What more could you ask for? He's had a great year. I think definitely Reece James.
Yeah, no, yeah, fair enough. So that's 2 votes for Reece James and 2 votes for Lamptey. And Dan, to seal the deal again, who do you have at your right back?
Nick, I could be completely wrong with this, but I know he has played at wing back. I put Saka, but I feel something's telling me he plays on the left. I feel like I could be an idiot by saying that. He does.
Bukayo.
I'd have to. Yeah, Saka. Yeah, but I feel like
I mean-
now I've done that. I feel like he plays on the left, but I
Yeah.
feel like he would be a good shout either way. But scrap that. I'd have to again Lamptey.
Lamptey.
Just Lamptey. Yeah, as I think what Shavez said, the fact that he'd been at Brighton, he's not in a star team. He's not. The team's obviously being a right back, not built around him. He's made that position his own.
Yeah.
And probably one of the he if he can stay fit, probably be one of the England team for years to come, and it will help obviously build the team that England would need.
Completely agree. So yeah, well,
By the way, wait, our overall team can overlap, right? Because that wouldn't make sense. So, like, for example, if there's more than one person, like, the way you're picking a winner, and now it's
Oh
Lamptey.
yeah.
Yeah.
But our
Just
overall teams, yeah.
Our personal teams can't overlap.
our personal teams can't
No.
overlap. But I'm saying, for example, if we all conjoined all our players that we're discussing now,
Yeah.
and were to make one overall team, then this would be the team that we make. So yeah,
Cool.
so
Okay.
3 votes to Lamptey and 2 to Reece James. So Lamptey wins that one again. Okay, we'll start with the right centre back next. Okay, I'll start with that. My choice, none other than who we discussed, Ruben Diaz. Quality, absolutely quality for City this season. There's no real error that he gives off. He's not really one of them Mustafi types. They're like mistake after mistake. He's solid at the back. He's an actual leader, as you said, Nick. For example, when John Stones comes back in the team, he knows how to lead John Stones. He's just an overall great centre back, and he knows when to play it around the back and when to play it forward. There's nothing you really can fault about Diaz. So yeah, for me, right centre back, Ruben Diaz, player of the year. Shavez?
So for me, you have to find a way to put Van Dijk in, and it's Van Dijk. He's the best centre back in the league. I don't particularly want to overpraise a Liverpool player, but it's all there. Everyone talks about him. He's a Rolls Royce of a defender. Yeah, I don't like praising him, but he's amazing, and he deserves to be there.
Fair enough. Yeah, completely agree. Yeah, he's a top class player. Unfortunately, he has been injured, but yeah, no, I can completely agree. Nick, who do you think?
Yeah, I went with Van Dijk as my right centre back as well. It's just doesn't even really need explaining. It's like best defender in the league.
Yeah.
So obviously had a good year for Liverpool. Obviously got unlucky with his injury towards back end of this year, but yeah, you can't really not praise Van Dijk.
That's exactly it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Fair enough. Amir, who do you think?
Same again. Van Dijk, best centre back in the world. I think has to be in this team.
Fair enough. Yeah, short and sweet for Amir. But yeah, gets to the point. Fair enough. Van Dijk, 3 votes. Dan, who do you have?
I have actually gone for the same as you, Van Dijk. As you said, great year for him. But unlucky with the injury, and didn't have a good evening on the 29th of Feb when we beat him 3-0. But apart from that, fairly consistent.
Has to bring it up.
He just had to
Watford's
bring it
only
up.
highlight.
I'm living off that. I'm living
In their
off that.
trophy cabinet.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Centre back goes to Van Dijk.
Consistent.
Yeah, completely agree. No, 4 votes to Van Dijk. No problem. I can't disagree with that whatsoever. Van Dijk it is. Left centre back. I've gone with. I apologise if I pronounce this wrong again, but Soyuncu, if that's how you pronounce it.
Yeah.
Quality for Leicester, for when he plays, no faults. He's an actual quality defender. There's nothing that really gets past him, and he's just unbeatable. Like for me, Leicester have got a steal from that guy at centre back. So left centre back for me, Soyuncu. Shavez?
So I went. It was just kind of I think Wolves is one of their best players, Connor Cody. The system that Wolves play, it doesn't really help defenders as much. They're quite an attacking team for a team that plays five at the back. They don't necessarily play five. They play like the left and right back, who basically play wingers.
Yeah.
So Cody is very important to that team. But yeah, it's Cody because again, it's just fitting around the system that we're doing here. But yeah, he deserves to be there as well. He plays for England. He starts for England now, doesn't he?
Yeah.
That wasn't something he did last year, so he's achieved that, and yeah, he deserves to be in it.
Fair enough. Nick, who do you think?
Yeah, I also went with Connor Cody because, like you said, trying to fit around the system that we're doing. But yeah, he's been like an important part of Wolves, not just their defense, but their team. You know, obviously talking about leadership earlier, and I think he obviously shows that he has got a good quality in leadership, knows how to keep the defense tight and just make sure Wolves keep their heads in a lot of games. So yeah, Connor Cody.
2 votes for Connor Cody. No, fair enough. Amir, who do you have?
Connor Cody.
It looks like we've talked about this before. We haven't.
We haven't talked about this. I mean, we've all just got similar teams and the way to fit in players. But got an England cap, scored for England.
Yeah.
Been very important to Wolves, very vocal in the middle of the three. I think, yeah, has to be Connor Cody.
Connor Cody, yeah, no, he is quality. As you said, he's made his England cap, so yeah. Okay, and Daniel, as it's obviously going to be Connor Cody at the centre back. Who's your centre back choice anyway?
Well, I haven't gone with Connor Cody.
Oh wow!
Oh, is it a Watford player?
No, we can't defend. No, I've actually gone mainly because of the difference that he's made. I know you went Ruben Diaz as your right centre back, sorry, but I've gone for Thiago Silva at Chelsea. He's made a massive difference. You look at the defence; they haven't had like a leader since John Terry as such. I know he was a bit shaky against West Brom in his first game, but apart from that, he hasn't put a foot wrong. He's scoring goals. He's marshalling the defence, and having a player like that with that amount of experience is going to help any team, especially a player of that quality as well.
Yeah, completely agree. You know, Chelsea got a pretty good deal out of that. I know he's obviously 35, 36 years old, but he's a complete leader, complete defender. You know, nothing wrong with the guy. He's absolutely lethal at corners, and he's just an overall great defender. It's unfortunate that you got him at the end of his career, really. You know, he's 36, 35 years old, and he's a bit old, but he's still quality centre back. But yeah, Connor Cody takes that position from 3 votes. But moving on to left back, my left back choice will be the Scotsman himself, Kieran Tierney. You know, what a player.
I thought you were going to say Robbo.
No. Kieran Tierney, he's been quality for us all season. You know, as soon as he's come back from his injury from the hernia, he's been absolutely amazing for us. He's been like, he has that aggression and the passion that every kind of like defender you want has. You know, I don't know what it is. It's just amazing. Like, even like, for example, the one game we just beat Chelsea in, quality, man of the match performance for me, that game. You know, he absolutely held like his form in that complete game. So for me, Kieran Tierney at left back. Shavez?
So mine was, by the way, Tierney's a really good one. He's been, even while you've been playing terribly, he's been doing really well. It's Tierney and then it's the rest of your team in terms of how hard they try. I went with Lucas Digne. I just absolutely love his delivery. He's one of the best crossers in the league. Stop laughing. You've got to respect him. He's a good player, man.
Yeah,
but yeah, he can perform better than how he is. He's better than what he's doing, I think. But yeah, a player like him, I think United would value having. I look at him and we've had Luke Shaw, and Luke Shaw's doing all right now, but Digne is a much better player. Yeah, he's a good player. I rate him. He might not have had the greatest season, but he's a good player.
Fair enough. Let me guess. Nick and Amir have Digne at left back as well.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah.
No way. Oh, I thought you were laughing because you disagreed.
No, we got Digne.
Well, Nick, what was your reasoning behind why Digne?
Yeah, no, obviously, like Shavez was saying as well, you're talking about a left back who contributes goals and assists. And I think, if I'm not wrong, anything between 20 to 30 mil I'm going for. Considering he came from Barcelona, that's quite a steal for a player like him. And I think, you know, it's strange, you take Digne out of the team and they actually do have a lot less goal contributions, which is quite rare for a left back. So yeah, that's why I've gone for Digne.
Fair enough. Amir, what's your choice for Digne?
Same as before. I don't want to spend too long on it, but Ivor nailed it on the head with all the points. So Digne for me as well.
You guys have been conspiracying behind our backs, making sure all your teams are the
No,
same.
we
Right?
actually haven't. Imagine.
Fair enough. Daniel, who's your left back
Just
choice,
don't want
buddy?
Kieran Tierney in the team. I've actually gone with Luca Digne. As you lot were saying, the goals and assist contributions.
He's a good athlete.
Oh, I agreed. Wow. No, just the goals and assist contributions is massive. Take him out of it. It's almost like they've found their Leighton Baines. It's taken a while to come into his own, but you think Leighton Baines, the amount he contributed to that team, a big miss for them, and they've got him in. And as you say, he didn't have a brilliant year, but he was consistent. He was consistent in the team, consistently doing his job, and that's why I put him in.
Yeah, you know what? I can't fault any of your options for that. For Luca Digne, quality left back. You know, every time I see him again for Everton, everything he does is just quality. His crosses, everything. So yeah, fair enough. 4 votes for Luca Digne. He goes in the left back spot. All right, moving up to the midfield now. We'll start with the left centre midfielder. I'll start.
Should we
Shavez,
just
you
say
might.
all three of our midfilders?
No,
Sorry
what's
to
the-
all
interrupt. Should we
three.
just say all? Should we just do all three together?
Can do. Okay, yeah, we'll do all 3
Can we do
together.
that?
Yeah,
Okay, well, my
If we have
3.
any agreements.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. My 3 have been Bruno Fernandes, N'Golo Kante, and James Rodriguez. For me, each one of those players have been influential for each team. Kante is the rock of Chelsea, I'm afraid, and I don't know if I think Chelsea subbed him off in the last bit, didn't they? I was wondering why Frank was doing that. I think Kante is your absolute rock of Chelsea. No, he holds that team together. You know, if you take him off and put like Jorginho and Kovacic in that team really falls apart for me. But and then, for example, Bruno as well. He's absolutely carrying that centre attacking midfield role for Manchester United, and Shavez. He's quality at the moment. He's probably the second best Portuguese player in the world at this moment in time. You know, no faults for that guy there. And then James Rodriguez. You know, for Everton, that's that Ancelotti and Rodriguez bond ever since Real Madrid. Quality player. You know, where as soon as you say him, I don't know if they play him right wing as well now, but everything he does, shots, passing, dribbling, there's everything to him is just quality. So that's why I'm going to stick them 3 there. Shavez, who are your team of the year players?
So obviously Bruno, Grealish, and De Bruyne, and
Okay.
it's kind of like the 3 of them speak for themselves the way they've played this year. At the start of this year, at the window when it was a transfer window, people used to say Jack Grealish isn't worth 80 million or whatever, and you know what? I'd agree with them. Now he's worth 80 million. He's a very good player. He's a sort of player that England don't have. Maybe Phil Foden kind of is that sort of player. But yeah, Grealish has been incredible. De Bruyne, was he the player of the year? I'm not sure.
I think
PFA.
so.
He was.
He was.
So you have to have him in your team. I'm not going to say much about him. He's been the best player in the league for the last few years for me. Which is why I wouldn't say Bruno is the best attacking midfielder in the league yet, because you have to give some respect to De Bruyne for doing what he's done.
Yeah.
But Bruno's on the right track, and he was the best. Oh, crack. He was the best player in this calendar. Do you know what? I've done well not to have a voice crack. But yeah, Bruno's been the best player this calendar year for me, and he didn't play January. So yeah. Speak
No, yeah, completely agree. No, I would have put De Bruyne in my team as well. It's just that I had Ruben Diaz earlier in my team, so I couldn't fit him in anywhere. But yeah, completely agree. De Bruyne completely the best midfielder in the league at this moment in time. And obviously, as I said, Bruno, second best Portuguese player behind Ronaldo. So yeah, no, that's a great list to be fair. Fair play. Nick, who's your 3 midfielders?
Seems like the conspiracies continue because I got exactly the same as Shavez. Yeah, I've done Bruno, Grealish, and De Bruyne as well. I sort of like, obviously, like he was saying about Grealish, he's the standout player at Aston Villa, and I also think now he's obviously got more consistent. You could probably look at him and say he is an £80 million player, and Bruno obviously like carrying Man United team, goals, contributes goals, assists, everything. He even looks like a real leader as well. He looks like he's the player who's trying to get the rest of the Man United squad onto his level, which there's something they've been lacking for a couple of years. And well, like the same with De Bruyne, there's not much to say really. Player of the year, done it consistently for the last 3-4 years, and obviously equaled Henry's assist record last season. So there's nothing more to say.
Yeah, yeah, completely agree. That's a good list there. Amir, who's your list?
I haven't conspired that much with them this time, but I have got Bruno and De Bruyne. I think they have to be in there. Bruno, ever since he's come in January, has literally changed this Man United team.
Yeah.
I think he's got to be in the team. De Bruyne, player of the year, was it PFA? You guys said has
Yeah.
to be in the team with the assists record that Nick just said. And then I've gone with Declan Rice as my third midfielder.
Okay.
I think he's unbelievable for West Ham. I know I watch a lot of West Ham games, but he is unbelievable. There's literally the main reason why Chelsea won him. I think he's so good in the defensive midfield.
Yeah.
Scored for England. I know I keep bringing England up, but international caps they do matter. And I think he is unbelievable. I think he's done really well, and he's been captain as well.
Yeah. I
And
completely
maybe he's
agree.
not been in, so I think he's got to be in the team.
Yeah. No. Yeah. That's a great list as well. Daniel, to end it off, who have you got in your 3 midfields?
De Bruyne, he answers for himself. PFA Player of the Year, assist records. He's been consistent for years on an international level, Premier League and European level. He's always there. Bruno obviously coming in. I think it was the start of the year, and he's just consistent week in, week out. Consistently falling over too, but we won't get into that. And I've gone for a bit of an outside one, but James Maddison, I rate him quite highly. I think he's the key between Leicester's long ball football and Vardy. I think he's always there. The quality of his passing, he's fairly consistent, and he was always a starter as well. And obviously he's got a few years ahead of him to carry on pushing on to be as good as the other midfielders in the league and be up there.
No, good lists there. I think most of us can agree on 2 midfielders, which would be Bruno and De Bruyne. I completely agree with that. They're 2 of the best midfielders in the league at this current time. But I think Grealish tops off the 3rd midfielder with Shavez and Nick. But moving on to our left wing position.
Yeah, do it one by one.
I'm going to
We'll
start.
do one by one this time.
Heung-min Son for me.
Yeah.
Heung-min Son has been my left winger. He has been absolutely outstanding for Spurs, and that is one player in the Spurs team that I would absolutely love at Arsenal. You know, it's that one player that I just think he is absolutely incredible. Even that Puskas Award goal when he ran through the Burnley midfield, the defence, quality. You know, he's got a type of quality that no other team really has. And for me, player of the year for Tottenham, and my left winger for the team of the year. Shavez, who do you think?
Mine is also Heung-min Son, but with him, it's kind of obvious that it has to be him. He's literally, I watch him and I'm so disappointed because he's in a system where he's not allowed to score more.
Yeah.
He gets one chance in a game and he scores it. I think he's statistically the most clinical player in world football. There's like some stats to support that. If he played for Liverpool, United, City, any of them, he would have so many goals. He should move. He's a type of player who should play for Barca or Real. But he's
Still with score.
No, it's Son. It's obviously Son for me.
Yeah, no, great choice. Yeah, I completely agree. Nick?
I've also gone for Son. I mean, but the thing about Son, I think the one thing that doesn't get talked about enough is the fact that he only cost Tottenham about 25, 28 mil. And if you look at that, that's a ridiculous deal for what he's obviously contributed to Tottenham. Yeah.
Great bargain for Tottenham. Yeah, no, he's pulling it off in the Premier League. He's absolutely quality. Hopefully he doesn't get injured anymore. But yeah, and hopefully he stays consistent as well. Amir, who's your left winger?
Son as well.
Son as well.
So clinical finisher, unbelievable. That solo goal against Burnley, as you said. The Arsenal goal a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah. Crazy.
He's so good. And he sometimes plays on the left as well. Still scoring. He contributes so much to this team and link up with Kane. You could have put Kane in this team if you really wanted, but I think Son deserves it.
Yeah.
Son has to be in the team.
Completely. Yeah, left wing Son is 100% going in this team. But Daniel, to wrap it up, who is your left winger, Ben?
Yeah. Heung-min Son. There's same as De Bruyne. He's almost just picks himself. He's quality. He's always there. As Shavez said, you only get one chance a game and scores it. You give him 4 or 5 chances, and he's going to get at least 3 or 4. He's clinical.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we can all agree on that. 5 votes for Heung-min Son at left wing. There's no doubt about that. A quality player. Moving on, we'll go to the right wing instead, and then we'll finish off on the striker. So for my right winger, this is my Liverpool player, and most of you might be a little bit shocked, but for me, quality player. Diego Jota. For me,
I was going to say Salah.
No. For me, Diego Jota, for Wolves and for Liverpool, he has been outstanding. Whenever I see him play, as I say, like at Wolves, he was getting a little bit of feeding through, but at Liverpool, he's getting like the Mane balls through, the Henderson balls through. Everything's just getting to him. And every time I see Jota play, he's an absolutely quality player. So for me, right winger, Jota, quality player. Shavez?
Okay, so mine's a bit unconventional because I've used up all the teams, but Jared Bowen, yeah, you can laugh, but he's actually a really good player. Every time I've seen him play against us, he does really well. I don't know if he's that old either. He's quite a young player. I don't know. I think he's like 21. I don't know, but yes, he's a very good right winger to have in your team. Yeah, he would, if again, he's one of those players. If he played for a better team, he'd have more goals and assists. But yeah. Good player.
Fair enough. Jared Bowen, right wing for Shavez. Nick, who would you have?
For a bit of an unconventional right winger, it's more of a striker left wing, but I've gone Aubameyang. Obviously, tail end of his season's not been great for injuries and obviously the form that Arsenal have been in. But you look at last year, he helped them to the FA Cup. Obviously, he was still one of the top scorers in the league. Just a natural finisher, so you can't really speak bad about him.
Fair enough. Aubameyang, yeah, he's a great player. Hopefully, he can pick up his form again in these coming weeks. Amir, who's your right winger?
I think to facilitate, I did say the same as Nick. I went for Aubameyang. I think Aubameyang has to be in this team.
Okay.
The amount of goals he scores on the left wing is unheard of because he's meant to be a striker. Yeah. It's unbelievable. His passing. I know last few games he's been on a bit of a drought, but he's so important to the Arsenal team. Mm-hmm. FA Cup final, semis, the goals. Yeah, I think it has to be Aubameyang.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Aubameyang. Yeah, 2 votes for Aubameyang. I can't complain about that. He's a quality player. Daniel, to wrap it up, who's your right winger?
I've gone unconventional again.
Okay.
And I've also kind of ruined it a little bit because I put Jack Grealish out on the wing. I know he's played on the wing for Villa, and obviously I know you lot had him at centre mid. But obviously I had Maddison in the central midfield position, so I had Grealish on the wing. But so you had him at centre midfield, so I can't complain with that pick out on the wing. I mean, you just picked him in a different position.
Yeah, no, completely fair enough. Yeah, no doubts about that. Okay, so we're gonna have to end on Aubameyang being on the right wing, I guess, because it's 2 votes to all of our ones. But yeah, all good choices there. You know, all good choices. All of the players have been influential to their teams. And to end it, we're gonna go to the striker. Now, Daniel, you're gonna hate me for this one, I'm afraid, but I've gone for Wilfried Zaha. For me, Zaha has been so influential for that Crystal Palace team. Although recently, due to their drought, you know, they're really getting battered. But for me, whenever he gets that ball and whenever he gets that like cross into him, he is always putting it into the back of the net. He is so clinical, and it's unbelievable how he's still at Crystal Palace. I think he could go and play it anywhere, and he'll still do the same job. He is so good, and he's playing a striker at the moment, which I completely agree with as well. He's, for me, great player. Shavez?
I'm laughing because it would have been funny if I picked Giroud because Giroud just scored for Chelsea and Villa just now. I've gone with DCL, Calvert-Lewin. With him, it's more about his teammates. Like, no offense to him, but he gets a lot of chances put on for him. Because of that, he's improved as the years gone by. He's been very good, and obviously his stats speak for themselves. Yes, he's a reliable striker. He scores goals, and he's the one I went for.
Yeah. No, yeah, fair enough, DCL. Nick, who's your striker?
I've gone with Jamie Vardy because, you know, how can you not mention a man that's come from non-league football to score over 100 Premier League goals? That's quite incredible when you think about it. He's, again, so important for Leicester, you know. Clinical striker, it's not just the pace of him as well. I think he's improved his game over the last year. He's, you know, worked on a link-up play, obviously, and a different style under Rodgers, but yeah, I mean, so important for Leicester.
Yeah, fair enough, Jamie Vardy. Yeah, Amir, who's your striker?
Jamie Vardy as well. Top goal scorer last season, I think, wasn't it? Natural born goal scorer. I know non-league, come out of nowhere. Mm-hmm. Could still play for England and do a great job as well. He's unbelievable. He's so good on penalties, so reliable, fast. Still, he's lost a bit of pace getting on, but still, defenders can't cope. I think he's unbelievable.
Fair enough. Daniel, to end it, who's your striker?
And as the last previous to have mentioned, from non-league to Premier League, and obviously good at penalties, I've gone with Troy Deeney.
Divvy. So
I've gone for Danny Ings because
Oh, okay,
Southampton.
you haven't
Oh,
got
yeah.
good.
Right, I've actually gone for Danny Ings.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Because
Yeah.
tail end of 2019, Southampton were down with us, and literally at the start of this year, he kicked on and hauled them to mid-table by himself. He must have got 15 or 16 goals at least in the second half of the season.
Yeah.
He's obviously getting on with injuries and whatever at the start of this season, but he's again still scoring goals. But yeah, I've gone with Ings.
Fair enough. Shavez, remind me, who was your striker option again?
Calvert-Lewin.
Calvert-Lewin.
Vardy
Okay.
wins.
Vardy wins. Yeah, Vardy puts that in.
Yeah.
It
Wait,
would
so
work
with
if it-
combined, we actually have a team that has separate.
Yeah, we actually have a team. We've agreed on something.
Oh wow, okay.
That's
Okay.
crazy, yeah.
And to end off
That's
this,
weird. That.
to end off this, we're gonna okay, I'm gonna throw all of you off because I know you haven't discussed this, but manager of the year.
We haven't discussed anything.
Yeah, I know. Manager of the year. You, Nick and Amir seem to have with all the
No, we
like
haven't.
options you've
no,
done.
we honestly.
Well, okay, so a manager besides the ones that we've gone.
No,
with
any
teams.
manager. You get to pick any manager.
Well,
So
do you
I think
want
it's
me
going to
to
be
take
quite
Klopp?
obvious.
If
Yeah.
we can go beyond that and we can do with that hasn't been from any of the clubs we picked, we could go David Moyes.
No, because we.
Yeah, but-
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to do
agree
that,
on
it
David
could
Moyes.
be.
No, let's give it to
Chris
Big
Rowe.
Sam. We had no West Brom players.
Yeah,
Big
let's do
Sam's
it to
back
Big
in the
Sam.
Prem.
He's iconic.
Yeah.
Big
Exactly,
Sam's got to be
yeah.
manager of the year. Yeah, he's going to fight
Just
for
for that
that
one
West Brom
result.
place. He's definitely going to go for it. But yeah,
100%
okay.
England record.
That's it. Yeah.
No. I'll go
Gotta be
big
done.
guy, Nigel Pearson. I'm going with Nigel Pearson.
Right, everyone, don't
He
listen
gave
to
me
this
hope.
Watford Mong. Don't worry about him.
He
Right. Well, everyone, thank you very much for tuning into our team of the year. Hopefully, we can do a little bit more like this in the future, other than obviously our episodes of match weeks. But yeah, stay tuned on this channel for Top Tier Talk, and hopefully, we'll see you soon. Take care.